Good morning, students. In this video, I am going to explain about very few numericals on superconductivity. We know that only 2-3 formulas are there, and that only mainly one type of numerical will come in this from the superconductivity. Most of the numericals will come from the fourth unit and also from third unit. You can get the numericals from Google Classroom question answer type notes. These notes is uploaded in the already Google Classroom, so you can get that from that. You can practice, and you also follow the book also. With that examples you can practice from the book also. Mainly fourth unit and third unit numericals are very important. In this fifth unit, only 2 or 3 types of numericals are there. One question will come in the question paper. Okay, we'll see that mainly what is this. So what is the first question? In a superconducting ring of radius 0.02 meters, the critical magnetic field is given 2 into 10 power 3 ampere meters at 5 kelvins temperatures. Find the value of critical current. So here first you write the given data. The data is given the ring radius. What is the superconducting ring radius? That is 0.02 meters. And the magnetic field is also given. The magnetic field value is, the critical magnetic field value is, that is 2 into 10 power 3 ampere per meters. And the temperature is also given 5 kelvins. So what we need to find? We need to find the value of the critical current. So critical current depends on the radius of the superconducting ring. It also depends on the critical magnetic field. So critical magnetic field values are given, and also radius is given. Directly take this formula. First you write given data, next write formula, next calculation, next answer. So these 4 headings you should maintain. So the formula is critical current is equal to 2 pi r into hc. Substitute the radius of the ring value here, that is pi value is 3.14, radius of the ring is 0.02, and the critical magnetic field value 2 into 10 power 3. Substitute here, do the calculation. The answer is 251.4 amperes. The critical current for that superconducting ring is this much value. And in here no need to convert any units because all are in meters. Here radius of the ring is in meters, magnetic field is also in ampere per meters. Okay, and next problem is calculate the critical current for a wire of lead having a diameter of 1 millimeters at 4.2 kelvins. That critical temperature of the lead is 7.18 kelvins and Hc of 0 means critical temperature at 0 temperature is 6 point, critical magnetic field at 0 temperature is 6.5 in 10 power 4 ampere per meter. So here the formula, this formula is important. Only the numericals from superconductivity every time we'll ask from this formula only. Hc of T, critical magnetic field at a particular temperature T, depends on these all factors. Hc of 0 into 1 minus T upon Tc whole square. So substitute all the given values, write the given data. Given data is diameter of the having calculate the for a wire diameter is 1 millimeters, and also um, the critical current, the temperature is given, that is 4.2 kelvins. The temperature T is 4.2 kelvins. The critical temperature is already, we know the standard value, already they mentioned in the given data. Tc is equal to 7.18 kelvins and Hc of 0 is this value. So substitute all the values in this formula. Hc of T is equal to Hc of 0 into 1 minus T upon Tc whole square. Substitute the given values here and we will get the answer. Direct formula we can use this. The temperature is given and critical temperature also given and Hc of 0 also given. We need to use this Hc of T formula and substitute. We'll get the critical current of a wire of lead having a, so critical current is, or we can say that critical magnetic field also, that is this value. And next one is the transition temperature for the lead is 7.2 kelvins. However, at 5 kelvins it loses the superconducting property if subjected to magnetic field of 3.3 into 10 power 4 ampere per meters. Find the maximum value of H which will allows the metal to retain its superconductivity at 0 kelvins. So we need to calculate the maximum value of H magnetic field at 0 kelvins. So the basic formula is this. We need to change the formula to write the Hc of 0 as the subject, and this is the formula we need to use for this numerical, and the values are given. The critical magnetic field is given, that is has 3.3 into 10 power 4, and Tc is also given, that is 7.2 kelvins. Substitute all the values and square T square upon Tc square. Substitute here and we'll get the Hc of 0, or we can say that the critical magnetic field at 0 kelvins temperature. So that we calculated from this formula, the same formula what we used in the previous numerical, and the next also same formula. This numerical exact one is coming every time in the exam. The critical field of niobium is 1 to 10 power 5 ampere per meters at 8 kelvins. Okay, this is the value is given, and 2 into 10 power 5 at 0 kelvins. Hc of T is given, Hc of 0 also given, Tc is given. Here calculate the transition temperature of the element. We have to calculate Tc. So use the same formula, but we need to change the formula. Tc as the subject. So squaring on both sides, we'll get Tc as the subject. So T upon 1 minus Hc of T upon Hc of 0 whole to the square root. So substitute all the given values. We'll get the critical temperature for the niobium is 11.3 kelvins. We already know this value. We are just verifying, cross verifying. So this numerical is very important. The same exact numerical is coming many times. The same formula. Here the transition temperature of the lead is 7.26 kelvins. The maximum critical field for the material is 8 into 10 power 5 ampere per meters. Lead has to be used as a superconductor subjected to a magnetic field of 4 into 10 power 4 ampere per meters. At what maximum temperature it can be operated? So T we have to measure here the maximum temperature of operation. So change the formula in which T as the subject, that is Tc into 1 minus Hc of T upon Hc of 0 under square root. Substitute all the given values. We'll get the temperature of operation, maximum temperature can be operated 7.08 kelvins. Do the numericals in a proper way, listing out that data, numerical, and the data, formula, calculation and result. The same formula, this formula we are doing on 3 numericals. This formula is important. Using this formula we can calculate Hc of T, Hc of 0, TCR. T means critical temperature we can calculate, critical magnetic field also calculates at a temperature T, critical magnetic field at 0 kelvins also can be calculated by knowing the remaining parameters. So this formula is important. These last 3 numericals also important. So practice all the numericals from these notes. I already uploaded the same notes in the Google Classroom. Take these notes and practice all the numericals. The last one is on Josephson effect. A Josephson function is a voltage difference of 650 microvolts radiates an electromagnetic radiations, calculated its frequency. So we know that there is a difference in the phase, that is a difference in the phase difference in the phase of the wave function after traveling through the Josephson junction. That difference or energy of the Cooper pairs is 2 electron volts. That can be calculated. It is linked to the frequency. That frequency is equal to 2 electron volts upon H. Convert into the joules. 2 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 into here 650. The voltage difference, voltage V is equal to here 2 into, sorry, 2 into the charge of electron is 1.6 in 10 power minus 19. The voltage difference is V is 650 microvolts. Substitute the values. The H is the Planck's constant. We'll get the frequency. And calculate the voltage required to produce a frequency of this much across the Josephson junction. We need to calculate the voltage V. Write the same formula, V as the subject, and substitute all the values. Frequency is given. Planck's constant is known value. 2 into the electron charge is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. Substitute here, we will get the minimum voltage required to get this frequency of the Cooper pairs. Okay, and we'll discuss some questions on in this unit. 6 marks questions are the explain Meissner effect and its causes, show that superconductors exhibit perfect diamagnetism. So this is total about the Meissner effect, how the superconductors behaves in the magnetic field, how it exhibits the that Meissner effect, and what is the diamagnetism susceptibility values. We need to show psi is equal to -1. Then we'll represent that superconductors exhibits perfect diamagnetism. And the second question is difference between the type 1 and type 2. So we need to explain the differences between the type 1 and type 2 superconductors. And the third question is what are squids? So we need to explain the squids devices, explain the principle, construction and working. We discussed in this material everything. Principle is explained, construction and working also, and applications also explained. So read with this applications also. And 3-4 marks questions are explain the following terms of definitions: superconductivity, critical transition temperature, zero electrical resistance, persistent currents, critical magnetic field, critical current and critical current density. These all things you can observe in the, you can get from properties of superconductors. And the second question is differentiate between type 1 and type 2. We discussed in before, discuss in brief low and high temperatures. We discussed before, having I think 3 or 4 differences are there, you can read that. This is fourth question is about Josephson effect, DC effect and the AC effect. Fifth question is about squids. So this squids type of question is important. And next one is about the applications. So you can see the question how they are asking about the applications. Explain the applications of superconductors in the field of transmission lines and electricity, and superconducting magnets, and also frictionless bearings, electronics, medical field, and the maglev We need to explain any one of that. These are the different types of questions they are asking in the exam. Thank you so much. Fifth unit is completed. We'll go for the sixth unit in the next lecture. That is about non-destructive testing methods and also nanotechnology, which is mostly theoretical part. You can read by yourself also, very simple and easy, but the representation is important. We'll discuss in the next lecture. Thank you so much.